Hello everybody, coming to you from the Playground Games studio, it's Forza Horizon Let's Go. Now, we gave you a taste of our Upgrade Heroes update last week on Forza Monthly, but now I think it's time to blow the lid off the whole thing, so let's take a look at what's coming in the show today. First, we'll be checking out the full festival playlist, including all the new reward cars you're going to be unlocking this month. Then we'll hit the tarmac with some friends as we take to the Horizon test track. Next, we'll reveal this show's Event Lab of the month. Then we'll be doing a deepest of dives on some of the new cars coming to the game, including a brand new car pack. And in case you missed Forza Monthly, we're going to be celebrating the return of Donut Media to the Horizon Festival this month. So we're going to show you more about the crew's exciting comeback and all the rewards you can earn from participating. But first of all, I do believe it's time to say hello to today's guests. And I'm going to flip the order on the sofa as well. So coming to you first, down the other end of the room, we have Vehicle Director Chris Phillips. Hello, Chris, how are you?
Hello.
Hello.
Taking me by surprise coming to me first.
Gotcha. How are you doing? Is
Yeah, good,
right?
thanks, good, yeah.
You had a good month.
Yeah, excited to be here as well.
Yeah?
Missed the last month, so yeah.
Wonderful. Well, it's lovely to have you back. And now in the middle, we have design assistant Joe Glasgow. Now, how are you doing, Joe? It's been a while since I've seen you.
Yeah, good, Charlie. Yeah, happy to be here. Can't wait to get through the new series.
Yeah, it's going to be a goodie, I believe. And last but certainly not least is senior game designer Kelly Boyle. A little bit closer to me this week. How are you, Kelly?
I'm good, thank you. How
Wonderful.
are you?
Yeah, I'm great. Thank you so much for asking. I'm great. Have you had a good month?
Yes,
yeah,
really good month.
Now, we all in this room did give you a little teaser of the festival playlist last week on Forza Monthly, but I do believe now it's time to stop teasing and give the people what they really want, and that is this month's playlist, which, Joe, I think you kindly volunteered to do, didn't you?
Yeah, it's all right. I'll do it, don't worry. So this series is Upgrade Heroes. It's all about taking cool cars and sticking tunes on them. So we'll jump into the series screen. We've got the Pagani Huayra BC for 80 points and the Chris Forsberg Nissan Z for 160 points. Really cool drift car. This is we've got the older model of the Nissan Z with a similar paint job, but this is the new updated one.
Lovely and jazzy. Big fan of that.
Yeah, and a very cool series tile there. So we'll probably jump into more info on that later.
Yeah, imagine that tile there is going to be a trending topic for the stream today. So don't worry, folks. We'll be coming back to it.
So first month, summer, which is the wet season. We've got very highly requested AMG Black, awesome car for 20 points. Again, we'll go into some more detail about that later. And we've got the Lincoln Co. for 40 points. We've got the 92 Volkswagen Golf GTI for the weekly. The shop, we've got Horizon Arcade.
That kind of looks like a new trial.
Yeah, so trying something a little bit different this time for the trial. It's the Tune It Up events. So this is all about taking cars from lower classes and upgrading them to higher classes.
Okay.
A lot of players will normally do this anyway for normal seasonal championships, but this is just an opportunity for players all across the board to do that. If you want to do that yourself, I definitely recommend jump into the upgrade tab, have a go. If that's not really your thing or you're out of practice, there's loads of really good content creators out there. Nalek, Jumpy Aardvark, Seinu does a really good kind of tunes to that whole month. So keep an eye out on them. And also, if you go in and you're a little bit unprepared, we've created some rental options for players to pick.
Ah, okay, lovely.
So yeah, you're not going to get caught out this time and have nothing and get left in the dirt by the driver tars.
That sounds there's so many different angles you can approach that from, of accessibility and how much you know about the feature, right?
You'll always be all right, yeah.
Awesome.
So the event labs this month are Type Hard Fark, and we've got one from Ichichen's.
Dinosaurs featured in both. Loves it. Very good.
Yeah.
Summer's been signed off by me. Thank you very much.
We've got a really cool Donut Media Rewards as well.
Oh, yeah.
Right down the bottom. Nice spot. I say nice spot. You put it there.
Now, recently we've been having S2, anything goes for our PR stunts, but listening to some community feedback, we're going with S1 cars for this season, but they'll change throughout the series. So yeah, players can try a different thing out for that. And then we've got the seasonal championships, the treasure hunt, the photo challenge in the G-Wagon, another Horizon Open event.
Ooh, and the stories.
Story. Shout out to Tom. These pictures look so cool. I love how they
Awesome.
they kind of carry over for both tiles. We'll go into the story a bit later. The monthly rivals, another sprint event this time in the AMG Black. Interesting to see how players get on with that. And the other monthly, we'll talk a little bit later. That's on Las Jardines, though, circuit. And just to finally finish off, we've got the Hot Wheels events and the Rally Pack events.
Lovely. I just say, well, by the way, that's the end of summer. We're just going to get autumn loaded up and ready for you. But I love when we go through a festival playlist and it's like, but more on that later. We've got so much fun stuff coming up. It's my favourite way to do it. And I did want to ask, as I'm less obviously plugged into the Forza community than you lot are, the AMG Black, you said that this is a car that people have been like craving, right? Yeah. How does that manifest itself? Are people emailing you or at the doors, or is it just on Twitter? People are in all caps saying, "Where's the AMG?"
So we have a suggestions hub which has like the most popular car requests on,
and that's up there, is it?
Yep. One of the top.
I think 6 most requested with nearly 1,000 votes.
Wow. Okay.
Fourth now, is it?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh,
maybe even better.
Right. Well, thank you for that. Summer's behind us. Let's have a look and see what we've got coming up in autumn, shall we?
We've got, for 20 points, the GMC Cyclone. So this was in Horizon 4, but an awesome car. Chris, any info bits?
Yeah, well, also just love that the Cyclone is in storm season.
Yeah.
That was on purpose.
Oh,
that's design. That is game design.
That's
right
pretty good.
Yeah, so this and the Typhoon, mine went blank there. GMC kind of built them as like a secret project, just to see what they could do. So it's a turbocharged V6 in it, and back in the day when these came out, they were faster than the contemporary Ferraris and things.
Oh,
like
wow!
That. So these were really fast cars.
Blimey.
And they've got a bit of a kind of.
They don't look like they would be.
No,
That's quite surprising.
the other one's just an SUV as well, but they've got a real cult following. People drag race them. They're phenomenal things.
Wow,
really
cool
cars.
And a cool bit to listen out for, at the start of each season, you'll get a little intro by the Donut guys.
Oh, I love
and
it.
they'll talk through what's going on in the season and tell you about the new cars as well. So listen out for those.
I bet they loved being on the mic again.
Yeah.
Just stick us in a game.
Yeah, I couldn't get them off it. And then for 40 points, you've got the HD VK Commodore. For the weekly, we've got the Evo 8. Some daily challenges.
Beautiful picture of the Cooper for the
shop. We've got
another tune it up.
Another tune it up one. So this is the Honda S2000, and you win the Chevy Camaro 18 for that,
which is Jeremiah's favourite car in the game.
Yeah, cool. We've got a fan favourite, Hoki Hoshi. He's got Purple Mountain Raceway, and Mossy Monk for the Event Labs. Again, winning Donut Media merch, and there's a car horn as well for people to get.
Lovely.
For the PR stunts, we're down in C class this time. I like the challenge for these to try and make one car and see if you can do all 3 of them.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, fun little challenge to do.
So I can replicate not only the cannonball imagery, but then also go on to smash all of the other speed zones and speed traps.
You can certainly try. Yeah. You can certainly try.
Because I see that image there as a challenge, and I will rise to said challenge. Yeah. All right, just so you know.
I'll hold you to that.
Good.
We've got the seasonal championships, the lowrider photo challenge. We've got Tank's cousin, his mechanic cousin, coming to Mexico.
The lore expanding. That's Tank's cousin. Do they have a name?
They don't.
Well, there we go. That feels like a challenge we need to set the internet to absolutely not mismanage and do incorrectly. If someone comes up with a good name, I will let you know if it's it. Definitely. I'm going to be in charge of this one.
And again, we've got the story tabs, the monthly arrivals, and the Hot Wheels and Rally events as well. Cool. So finishing off autumn, we'll jump to winter.
So any highlights in there? Oh, actually, no, I'll tell you what, less on the highlights. I want to go back to what you said about the Donut Media guys coming back in and doing more voice lines. I know, Kelly, you're a massive fan of the group. So what was that like to work with them? I know we're going to unpack it all a little bit more later, but that must have been pretty fun to hang out
Yeah,
with them.
it was. So I'm like a huge Donut Media fan, so to be on a call with them was super surreal. And at the end of our kind of like recording session, we did a big recording to get all the VO for the story. We kind of left it open-ended, and we were like, would you like to kind of add any car horns to the game? And just literally go for it. So they each did a few minutes each of just like honk honk, beep beep, or like random sayings. And it was so good. I think that was like my favorite part of this series.
Oh,
Did you say Jeremiah just went a little bit crazy at the way?
Oh, Jeremiah was so funny. He was like the best. He had some
I imagine there's a lot of sound effects that didn't make the final.
There is
cut.
a lot of sound effects that we could not add to the game. Yes, you are right.
You've got blackmail footage right there. Wonderful. Okay, winter. What's going on in winter?
Yeah, winter dry season. We've got Chris gave a little hint earlier. It's the GMC Typhoon for 20 points and the Porsche 911 Singer. This is a really, really cool car. It sounds great as well for 40 points. We've got the Holden Tirana for the weekly challenge, some daily challenges and the shop. The Datsun 510 for the Tune It Up trial. So you're taking that from, I think it's D class all the way up to B class.
Ooh, okay, quite elite.
So, yeah, nice little challenge there. ES Grumpy and DMFD X Gamer for the Event Labs.
That Gamer, by the way, is a name I've seen a ton of times when we've been doing these shows as well. So
yeah.
always lovely to see them back.
The Event Lab creators just keep getting better and better and better as more Event Lab pieces get added as well. Like it keeps getting amazing events. We got Playground Games, and I'm not sure if we've done it before. The PR Stunts in X class, which is
Ooh, okay.
yeah, nice little challenge for people to play through.
Different type of challenge for sure.
And the seasonal championships. We've got the treasure hunt, the 911 Turbo for the photo challenge, Horizon Open, and then again to finish off with the Horizon Story tabs, monthly rivals, rally and Hot Wheels events.
Awesome.
Cool, so that's winter.
Winter, want to load into spring. I want to know, how do you balance between the classes? So you said then that we have one that's really like X class focused. Do you look at the sort of balancing of the entire season and make sure you get a good mix of all of them, or is it more just, I've got a really fun idea, let's do this one?
It's a kind of a mixture of everything all together. So we do track like how often we use certain buckets, try not to repeat things too often. But really we'll go with what's the theme of that month. Yeah. So with Upgrade Heroes, Joe's put like a lot of love into cars that are really great to kind of upgrade, kind of say like a lot of JDM cars are really good for that. So yeah, it's a good mixture. So yeah.
Interesting. Okay, good to know. And just in time, because spring's here. Should we have a look at spring?
Spring, hot season. We've got the Mercedes-Benz SL65. Seen lots of requests for this to return.
Oh, another one.
Yeah. And that's for 20 points. And then the Eagle Speedster for 40 points. We've got the 98 Supra, a JDM classic, coming back for the weekly challenge.
Has that got anything to do with the fact that Chris is wearing a Supra top?
It's pure coincidence.
Yeah. And it's Super Noodles. It's so good.
Yeah, so after that, we've got the daily challenges. As always, we've got the Forza shop. The final trial is the Tune It Up with the GT86 versus the BRZ. Event Lab, we've got Renegade and Unworthy Pleb. More donut merch and a car horn to get for that. For the PR stunts, it's B class this time with classic sports cars. More seasonal championships and the Horizon Tour, the treasure hunt, the photo challenge in a slightly older Toyota Supra with the pop-up headlights.
Lovely.
The Eliminator, and finally finishing off again, we've got the story tiles, the monthly rivals, and the rally and Hot Wheels events.
Wonderful. A very, very busy month, if you don't mind me saying. And on top of that, we do have a new feature coming to the game this month as well. It's called the Horizon Test Track, and I want to know who in the room wants to tell me all about it.
I'll do this.
Yes, wonderful. Kelly, what's the Horizon Test Track then?
Yes, so the Horizon Test Track is a brand new feature. We kind of had a little tease of it in Donut Media Part 1 story, but it's a new feature that you can enter from the map. So it's got its own map pin, and you can jump straight in with any of your cars that you currently own and use it to just test out your vehicles. So you can try out any upgrades, tune your car to anything you like, and then come out of that menu really quickly, like it kind of as if you were in a free roam scenario. You're going in and out, and then you can immediately try that car out before you purchase.
Okay, I think we've got a video of it in action, actually, if we want to put that in the background. So,
yeah.
So my interpretation of what you've been saying then kind of there is that there's so many different ways people would use this. You know, I'll happily always volunteer that I don't know anything about tuning. This feels like somewhere I could go in and actually kind of learn on the fly what happens when I put separate parts onto a vehicle and then immediately feel the change of either the weight or the friction or any of the other things that might happen. Is that right? Is that one way?
Yeah. So as the video shows, you can join with your convoy. So you and a bunch of friends can all test out upgrades together. And as you can see, you can press X and that will open the upgrade menu. And in here, you can add anything you usually can. You can tune the vehicle in any way, and then you can immediately leave and test that out. So like you say, it's a good way to kind of trial and error, kind of like, does this work with this really quickly? Does this work with this car? You don't have to pay for it as well until you leave. So all of the testing is free. And then as you leave, it will prompt you, like, would you
Ask
like to
if you want to buy what's in your basket. Yeah.
Exactly. And if you can see, we've got loads of the reward cars coming this month, driving around in the background.
For any eagle-eyed people. And you mentioned you could do it in a convoy as well. Is this something you can go into solo? Can you go in with random people, or is it convoys happen when you go in with friends?
Yes, so you can join solo. You can also join with a convoy with your friends. And we've got loads of cool badges and accolades as well to earn from these as well. So test them out, show off your badges with what you've been doing, and earn them accolade points to get the leaderboard.
I tell you what sounds like would be such a fun concept or use of this is, and again, this is for like those uber sort of nerdy, boffin, amazing people that love tuning cars, is everyone goes in with one stock car, and then everyone tune it how they want, and then you could just all test drive it together in a convoy. Like, that sounds well fun. There you go. There's a Saturday night plan for you if you want to do that. That looks really cool, though. As you said, there are some new vehicles in the background of that convoy, if anyone wants to go back and have a look and see if you can spot them. But I think it's time we move on to my favourite part of the show, and it's most definitely just because of the jingle. So let's cue the jingle, please. So this month's spotlight is called Pipeline Stadium Circuit and was created by player Dexter4130D. Good work to you, Dexter. Now, while we get this loaded up, how come this was picked? Well, how come this is here? What are we expecting to see?
Well, I have to interject quickly.
Interject as much as you want, Joe.
Our obviously PG favourite AR12 Nick. He actually featured this in one of his videos a few days ago. And we promised Nick that we're not copying your homework. We had already picked this. We love it as well. Great minds think alike.
Exactly, that's what they say.
That's what I like to feel. But yeah, it's just a really cool event. Great for drifting and racing. So I think Chris is going to try out our new car in it.
So we've got the Formula Drift Donut Media Nissan 240SX. So this is Adam Kanapik's. It's not quite full pro level. It's, I think, a rung under that. Drift car. So we've got it's a S14A with an LS in it. It's about 800 and something horsepower, so perfect for going sideways. Sure. And as we'll see as we get driving, an amazing livery.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be that person that always says, oh, doesn't the car look nice? But it does look nice, this car, so I'll give them that.
It's a fantastic livery. I just love that they put We Make Clothes on everything as well.
So you can own this vehicle by playing the story, so it's a story reward. And in the story, we have a chapter dedicated to this vehicle, and once you complete it, you'll be able to collect the car from the accolade menu.
Yeah. I mean, straight off the bat, adore this course. I think it's something I maybe mentioned a little bit when we've seen some of the previous Event Lab of the months, but my favourite are when we bring forward the ones that are clearly based within Forza Horizon, but come with their own sense of character. This looks and feels nothing like what's in the game already, and it's just spectacular. And especially you could just see like there were just new elements everywhere, and all the dinosaurs sat watching, having a good old day out. I love it.
Well, it's a well-known fact that dinosaurs love drifting, so we were just like, this is just perfect.
And they just make everything better.
It also makes use of the brand new build stub from the oval track, so you can start the event inside the stadium.
Oh, brilliant.
Which is really cool.
Oh, look at all of that. And the pipes going everywhere is so intricate.
Yeah, really incredible. Chris has given up with winning the race, obviously.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Oh, well, I'll jump back in and let's see what I can do.
You can at least finish the lap, surely. It's so, so good.
Love all the kind of vehicles and the caravan at the side. Kind of makes it feel like a proper race setup, how you'd expect, with like pit crews and all that at the side.
You're doing a great job of showing off the drifting car by drifting as well.
Good car.
Just gonna style it out from here.
This is quite a nice little feature as well. The
artwork.
Yeah, metallic tree that he's put together. Looks really cool.
It's so cool. Oh, this bit's nice. Add a little bit of height.
Come on, Chris, you can make it.
Everyone's so intense.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got double layer dynos there as well.
Yeah.
Packed stadium for this
They're watching
race.
you, Chris. They
Well, the dinosaurs.
They expect to be entertained.
This must have taken, whoops,
Whoa.
a colossal amount of time. Do we know if this uses, I don't know if you have this data in the back end or if they published it anywhere, but does this use like 100% of the build props available, or?
I wouldn't be surprised. They do.
It does seem
they
it,
like
doesn't
to do
it?
that. So, yeah, it's there to be used, though. Might as well.
Absolutely. Here's quite clearly where you could go if you want to do any Event Lab stuff, and a clear challenge if you do yourself want to be featured in the Event Lab of the month one day. If you do want to play this one for yourself, you can check it out right now in the PG Editor's Choice tab in-game, or look it up using the share code, which you can see on your screen right about now. But enough waiting. You saw it in the festival playlist earlier. I'm sorry for keeping you waiting. I truly am. We know it's one you've been asking for. I even mentioned it as well. So let's take a closer look at the Mercedes-AMG GT Black Series. Now, Chris, you told me earlier that you are full to brim of fun facts about this car in particular. So take it away. Bowl me over, Chris.
Depends how you define fun facts.
I think you can make
for a
anything
car person.
fun.
I think these are fun facts. But let's jump into it. Yeah, so this is the Mercedes-AMG's track version of the GT. And it's a phenomenal machine. Let's get out into some sunlight so that orange really pops.
Yeah, let's take a look at it.
It's actually, it's not just the wing on the back of a GT. This thing is heavily reworked, both aerodynamically and kind of the drivetrain. So one of the cool things on this is the engine's got something called a flat plane crank, so it's a different firing order. Sounds very nerdy, but basically it's a much smoother engine. It can rev higher, make more power. It's the kind of thing you'd normally find in really exotic stuff like Ferraris. They use flat plane cranks. The normal GT uses a cross plane crank, so this car's engine is significantly different to the kind of the base car's engine. So then on top of that, yeah, we've got the giant wing, big diffuser, kind of lots of underfloor aero. Thank you for that.
I think that happened last stream with Andy.
Yeah, Andy instantly just destroyed by an AI.
Pretty much every stream. So yeah, this thing, absolute monster on track.
It just used to be gliding as well. It's gorgeous.
From memory at the Nürburgring, this thing went around in 6 minutes 43, which is incredibly fast at the Nürburgring. It's one of the quickest times a road car's ever produced at the ring. Yeah, phenomenal machine. It drives really well. It's 720 horsepower from memory, from a twin turbo V8. As I say, flat plane, so it's different sound to the base AMG GT. By going flat plane, the sound significantly changes because you change the firing order. So yeah, and as we said earlier, one of the big community requests this car, and it's just amazing to bring into the game.
So before we move on for the AMG, I hear that we also have some lovely new rims we want to look at as well.
We do. Let's jump into the garage. We also have a new feature that shows what is new.
Okay.
Somewhat came about after the last time we showed rims, and I completely butchered showing what the new ones were.
Fair enough.
But also, something we knew we had to do anyway is we're introducing new content. We now have a breadcrumb mechanic. So for rims and for new body kits, it'll show what's new when you go into the garage. So in this case, we have rims in all of them. So I won't go through all of them, but the three brands we're adding to are Modular, Fixie, and Rotoform. The one I'm going to show are the Rotoform ones because I'm really excited about them. They're in here. So obviously it's bringing Donut Media back, and Rotoform's Aero discs.
Oh, wow.
They do these amazing graphics on them. So we've gone in and we've added a bunch of the graphics that they have. So we've got, I think this is the one we normally have. These are the new ones. Just absolutely amazing graphics. Of course, a donut.
Well, that's my one sorted. Lovely.
Or Dino Nuggets.
Oh, well, now you're going to make me choose, aren't you?
Some digital camo. I also love that there's 9 of them and they perfectly fit in the UI like that.
Yes, very nice.
So yeah, these are my kind of favourites that we're adding. I think there's just over 20 coming in. So yeah, some new rims to enjoy and put donuts on all your cars because it's cool.
Why not? Yeah. And I tell you what, I do believe I can hear chat from miles away shouting at me that they would like even more new cars. Well, alongside all the awesome cars coming to Forza Horizon 5 in the Upgrade Heroes series, we will also introduce the Horizon Racing Car Pack. It's not included with Forza Horizon 5 Car Pass, Standard, Deluxe or Premium editions. The Horizon Racing Car Pack will be available for purchase on the Microsoft Store and Steam from June 20th and features 4 incredible new to Forza cars for you to collect and drive. These are all, by the way, high-performing cars in their class and are just about perfect for the all-terrain racing the Horizon Festival offers. So, tell me, Chris, again, I'm coming back to you, what can we look forward to driving in the Horizon Racing Car Pack?
Yeah, we have 4 amazing cars. So starting off here, we've got the... Go away.
First up is a wrestling match. Yeah.
Caitlin's jealous.
Yeah, Kieran's very jealous. So first up, we've got the Pagani Huayra R. So people that remember the Zonda, I mean, who doesn't? Who forgets the Zonda? They did a track version of it called the Zonda R. Pagani's done very similar things with the Huayra to make the Huayra R. One of the key things I have to mention on this one is the road version of the Huayra is a twin-turbo V12. Phenomenally powerful thing. But for this, they wanted to go kind of old school. They wanted to go back to that Zonda R type vibe. So this is a normally aspirated 6-litre V12 that wails. It revs out to 9,000 RPM, and I think it makes over 800 horsepower, which I think is one of the highest specific outputs for a normally aspirated engine of all time. It's an incredibly powerful normally aspirated engine. We can't hear it in the room, obviously, but this thing sounds incredible. Our audio team's done an amazing job on this one. It sounds absolutely brutal, and if I go into cockpit, it's a very cramped cockpit. Conveniently, a bit of roll cage on the left there, just to hide the left-hand side of the, what you want to see. But yeah, sound I keep going back to sound because this thing sounds
Really sound amazing.
Yeah, and it drives brilliantly too. Being a track car, lots of downforce, slick tyres. Yeah. So what else we got in the car pack? We've got another Chris Forsberg car, his Ultimaniac.
There he goes.
Yeah,
you dug that out from somewhere.
Right. I find it really difficult to say. So it's a Nissan Altima, which is like a 4-door saloon car that he's kind of gone DTM vibes with the look, so it's slammed, and then swapped the engine out for a GTR engine that's capable of 2,000 horsepower. So that shreds tyres quite nicely. We've also got the brand new Lotus Emira. I'm driving terribly right now. Yeah, brand new Lotus Emira, and we also have the Saline Sport Truck. So really nice kind of package of high-performing cars, like supercars, track cars, and a really cool sports truck as well.
The Lotus Emira is the car that you can actually try in the second monthly arrivals for the playlist. So it gives players kind of a little taster to one of the cars, see if they like it, give it a try round on one of the tracks, and then go from there.
Great shout, wonderful. Now, chat, cast your minds back with me if you want. Back in November last year, during Series 14, when Donut Media joined the Horizon Festival for the first time, giving players the opportunity to experience a story unlike anything else, featuring a collective group of funny, informative and somewhat outrageous people who have taught millions of people around the world, car enthusiasts specifically, how much cars are paying on their YouTube channel. We promised you then that we'd work with them again, and we are now very excited to announce that it's time for Mo Power Baby.
Mo Power Baby.
Mo Power Baby. The Donut Media crew is back with James, Nolan, Justin, Jeremiah and Zach, and they're bringing their popular high-low series to Mexico with all the bells and whistles to show us some real mechanic stuff, as well as to help us answer the age-old question of, does more expensive mean more better? Now, we showed you the opening chapter last week on Forza Monthly, so how about we check out a chapter each of high car and low car right now, and maybe you're going to be earning even more cars just by playing it too. Now, Kelly, you're a resident Donut Media fan. Tell us all about it.
If we jump into the Up to Speed chapter, so this is one of the chapters that's available as part of the High story. So as you jump into the series, you'll jump into an intro, getting to know the team, getting to know about high and low car, and then it will branch out into 2 separate stories where you can either work with low team or work with high team. So altogether there's 13 chapters, so really big story if you play both branches. And this one's the 4th chapter of high team. Now obviously the story's main kind of how would you say it, a kind of storyline is around high and low Z. But as a big fan of Donut Media, that's not the only series they do. So we wanted to add in a few little kind of other teasers and
like Easter eggs. And
yeah,
references.
exactly.
Yeah.
So some other series that we love as well from PG here. But this one is up to speed. So for anyone that knows that series, it focuses into a model of car. So obviously we've gone with the Nissan Z to celebrate high and low car. And we've got the crew all driving a different Nissan Z each. And we've got matching VO. So if anyone's watched the YouTube video, we've got James saying some very familiar lines. And then we've added in a few more.
Okay.
So the players driving our brand new 2023 Z, which wasn't actually out at the time of their video. So we've also got some extra kind of lines to kind of celebrate the new Z as well. But to go into a bit more detail about rewards as well. So this time when you finish both branches, you'll get high and low car as rewards. So if you finish the high branch, you'll be able to get the high car as a car reward. And then we've also got the Donut Media drift car that we saw earlier as part of the low story series.
Yeah.
And as part of the high story, we have a cool Donut Edition car, which I'll keep secret and let you guys.
Ooh, I love a secret. Big fan of that. Wonderful. So for anyone who doesn't know, just catch me up here. High is the expensive model of the car, right? And then low is like a banger that they've tuned up. Is that right?
I guess to break it down, so they both have a stock Nissan Z. And low car gets cheap parts and high car gets expensive parts.
I see, okay. And we're trying to figure out the age-old question of, does that mean it's better?
Exactly.
I see, I'm all caught up now. Wonderful. So each of us in the room, I mean, what would we go for? What team are we all on? I'm going to go first and say I feel like high is supposed to be. I'm kind of a glitzy, glamorous gal. If it's got a bit more money in it, I'm there. But I'm happy to be proven wrong if I'm the only person in the room.
I'm team low. I love the blue paint job. Yes.
The new blue paint job.
Yeah, the new blue paint job.
Yeah, the old one was a bit of a disaster. Yeah, I think I'm low as well. I think it's got the charm.
Okay, and Chris?
I'll balance us all out. I'm high.
Oh, please tell me that's your actual opinion. You're not just supporting me.
I'm a suspension nerd, and it sits on some suspension that I've been trying to find an excuse to buy for one of my own cars. So, yeah, team high for me.
Perfect, wonderful. We also have a clip of the low chapter as well. So set us up. What's the chapter we're looking at now, and why have we selected to show it off?
Yes, so obviously we can't celebrate high and low without having the actual high and low cars. So this is low car, and it's chapter 3 of the low branch. And if anyone's watched the YouTube series, we all know that it doesn't always go to plan. So a big part of the series is the cars breaking down, and we wanted to kind of introduce that into Horizon.
Which is something that isn't in Horizon.
No.
In Horizon, it's a fantasy world in which you own all of these cars and they all work perfectly, and you can tune them and have millions and millions of, well, whatever the currency is, not pounds. So you've actually added that feature in, have you?
Yeah, so along with the branching story, the 13 chapters, the new rewards, we have a brand new breakdown mechanic. So as you get to a certain point within the chapter, you will notice some changes, but we'll wait till we get to that point. And then I'll throw to Chris, who is more of an expert on the exact breakdown.
And I bet the Donut guys are really happy to be back in. I remember speaking to them, well, as we said, back in November, and they were just nothing but energy and enthusiasm. And we already spoke a little bit about them doing the voice lines that we saw in the monthly playlist. But I bet it was just fantastic to have them back, not only for those little voice lines, but for a whole story to themselves as well.
Yeah, being a big fan, it was kind of it was so cool to work with them and like be on calls with them, and they were super excited and kind of went through all the story with us, and we reviewed all their lines, and it was really fun, really good feature.
Sort of working your dream job here, but going, I'm watching a YouTube channel I really like.
It's like Donut's coming back, and I was like, I'm doing it, I'll do it.
I know what to do for that.
But as we approach Mullahay here, I'll pass over to Chris for our
breakdown. So as Kelly says, anyone that has seen high-low will know it doesn't always end so well. In this case, low car blows a radiator hose off.
Oh, okay.
As we're about to see as we go through this archway. There we go.
Oh dear.
And now the engine's overheating. It's starting to seize up. Yeah, we
Gotta make it to the finish line.
We only just make it to the finish line.
Just limping along.
Our reference for this as well was actually a video from Chris of his own breakdown at the track.
And Andy.
Oh, I really put you
There's a- we also don't-
Andy was
We have to
Andy
put
too,
Andy
was
in.
it?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. It looks fantastic.
Yeah, we secretly think that Chris and Andy like it when their cars break down.
Yeah.
It just means they get the bonnet open, they can
course,
get under
yeah,
it, they
yeah.
can do stuff with it. So they're broken.
Oh yeah, of course. All right, we know the type. They look absolutely fantastic. Cannot wait to play through them. But before we go, I do think we should maybe have a little tease of what's coming next on the festival playlist. I know there is so much in this update, but what is there maybe coming up very soon?
Oh, well, there's
Chris?
always more coming. So the next series is the Summer Party. For that, we've got a new Horizon story. If Donut wasn't enough for you, you've got another one coming as well. We've got new cars, as always, a Summer Party makeover, and finally, a new collectible. Interesting for players to get into.
Very vague, very exciting. Thank you, as always. As I said, though, what a packed update we have this month. You're going to be able to check out the test track and the car pack tomorrow when the new update drops, and start owning all of those lovely reward cars and playing the new high-low story when the Upgrade Heroes series begins on Thursday. But that is all for this month. Everyone in the room, join me for our wonderful adios. Are we ready?
Yep.
Yep. Here we go then. Adios.
Adios.
Everybody.